Hi, if you're new around here, I'm Max and this is Rose. She's a Mercedes-Benz 310D Luton van. She's also very rusty and needs a lot of work. I plan to do most of the welding and repairs myself to get her through the first MOT in 5 years. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button to come along for the ride. Good morning everyone and welcome back to another video. Now in this video I'm going to be attempting to paint the chassis black, slight hint here, although it hasn't quite gone to plan. I'll put the time lapse in now. So, what happened, you ask? Well, I ran out of paint. I didn't have anywhere near enough. I didn't even have enough for one coat. Everything's got like a light coat, but towards the end it was just, there's still lots of red towards the end. And little fiddly bits didn't get done. So I've ordered another can of paint. And that means now I can paint the prop shaft and the fuel tank as well, because I knew I didn't have enough for that. I was hoping I'd get one and a bit coats, but nope. I didn't even get one. So now I've ordered new paint. I did fit some wheel arches, but I have taken them off at the moment. So here is said wheel arch, and what I've done is I've welded a bracket here and then welded some nuts on, and they're going to bolt on like that. But as you can probably see, it's quite still patchy in many places, and like for example here, there was a big line of red, although it doesn't look like you can see that. But anyway, it's not done, and it needs to be done, so more paint is on its way. So, one other thing, just the other side of this and just the other side of the bump stop, there are two patches that never have been ground back yet, and the reason for that is the Dremel broke again. I was borrowing a Dremel and it broke. So I bought a new one to replace that and give it back to him, but that one broke. So I'm currently in the process of, it's a busy day today, lots of people talking over there, people dragging hoses. Apologies for the background noise. But lots of patches that still need grinding, well there's 3 patches that still need grinding back with a new Dremel, so I've returned the old one. When I get a refund I'm going to buy another one. So sometime next week that's going to get done. Sadly MOT will be next week's video, hopefully, not this week's video, because delays and delays and delays and delays. In terms of the cab, everything's done, everything works. She drives, yeah, not much to say here. It's a Merc, it just works. Although the windscreen does need the repairs, of which I have the panels, so that may be in this video because I'm hoping to do that tomorrow. here she is, looking at her best, super tidy, and I'm really excited to take her on a drive to the MOT. Yes, I'm just slightly concerned about brakes and a few things like that, but I tell you what, shall I show you the box, because you guys haven't seen the box, otherwise you've seen the inside but you haven't really seen the outside, so I'll show you that quickly. Okay, so one thing I'm going to do before I show you the box is fit my shocks. These are not new shocks, these are the same shocks, but they are painted black. Just to smarten them up, I'll probably replace them anyway, even if they do pass the MOT. I think they should pass the MOT because they are functional shocks. So, here she is. Pretty much same as it was before. Just got a box down here to make it high enough so I can still use my ladder. I'll show you inside. In here, it's slightly darker, but I do have the diesel heater running, which is not a very common thing, but I was just going to put it on this morning before I went to get some wood, which is down there, and then I was going to turn it off and get on with jobs, but I kind of left it on, just drying things out. The mattress there isn't damp or mouldy, it's like that because the ply is damp and I don't want it to get the mattress damp, which is why the slats are laid out there. Once it's all insulated and stuff, I won't have to do that. I just want to make sure that it doesn't, it's a precaution to make sure it doesn't go mouldy. Some of you may be interested, spot your sticker. I can't remember if I've shown this on here. If I have, apologies for repeating it, but yeah, I finally have a sticker fridge and I'm very happy with it. I mean, you got everyone on there that I've collected over the years, and we do have a small gap reserved for new stickers, although not many, but yeah, apologies if you've maybe I could stick some elsewhere. Yeah, nobody give me any more stickers. No, I'm okay with overlapping them. It makes it kind of like a collage effect, just not too big. I like the smaller stickers. It's living in progress. And the burner is ace. I absolutely love it, and the reason it's so high off the floor is because the subfloor is there, so you'll actually only have about that much gap, and you'll be able to stick your arm in and grab the logs out is the idea. And then little twiddly vents. If you haven't seen the burner video, go check it out in the card up here. That was last week's video. But yeah, it's working really well. If you are interested what the modifications I've made are, one of them was turn the grate up the other way round, because I was noticing when I did it from underneath, because it's not sealed around the edges, it was just coming straight out onto your fingers and all over the board here. So by doing it up here, you can keep that door shut and wiggle it. So that's one alteration I made. Another one is I got some of that barbecue mesh and put it in between the two layers. And then another thing, as you can see, there's ash here, and that's not just because it's built up, that's because I put a disc of metal in, or like a donut shape. It's got a circle in the middle, and then it's not sealed around the edge. I may do that one day, but basically when I was opening the bottom door before, I was finding the air from under here was going around the embers because the fire was in the middle and there was a gap around the outside. So by doing this, now the air has to be forced through the embers, which means if you just got a few embers in there from the logs from last night or whatever you got after a few hours, and you want to get it going, you can open the bottom door, which was the whole point of putting this bottom door on. Whereas when I first did it, it didn't work very well, and my assumption was that the hot air was going up the flue and then the cold air was coming up, and instead of going through the embers and making it rage, it was just going round it and basically not doing anything. So yeah, that was a lesson learnt. But hey, you've got to get somewhere, and that's why my dad's burner is the same. This is based off a Morso Squirrel burner, which is like a £800 burner. So, £800 burner for 60 quid is a win. I also put like a little vent in here to let fresh air in. and then there'll also be mushroom vents in the ceiling, and it'll be a very breathable box with a breathable membrane, sheep's wool. I just can't wait to get to that stage. And then here we have my tools and sink over here. And apologies, there's not that much exciting going on, but I did want to put out a video for you guys because I want to try and, as I say, stick to the weekly stuff. But next week's video, hopefully, fingers crossed, please, I want it to be taking Rose to the MOT. Anyway, I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm just coming on to say my battery's dying. Great. Good afternoon, take two. So, this week has not been great. I mean, it just feels like everything's been going wrong. So, the Dremel broke, which was really crap. My wheel arches brackets turned out not to be strong enough. So, one of them snapped off, and I could see another one getting loose. So they need reinforcing. And, well, yeah, the Dremel broke. I ran out of paint while painting the chassis, and then also my rear lens cracked because I reversed it into the fence post. Although partially my fault, but also my dad's fault because he was guiding me back, and I'd already parked the van. I was just adjusting where it was, and then he was like, "Oh, you can put it over here," and I was like, "Yeah, okay, just move it," because it was half on the grass. So we were like, "Move it over a bit," and then he was guiding me back, and then stopped too late basically, and went into the fence post. And it's the original lights, and if you want the original lights from Hella, they're like 70 quid versus eBay from like Switzerland or some other, Lithuania or something, for 25 quid for both. So that's probably the option I'm going to go down, but it's a bit of a shame. But hey, at least it gets 2 new rear lenses, but they're not Hella ones. So this week has been quite a bit crap really, but I see things turning up because the new paint arrived, so that's what I'm going to do this afternoon because it's pretty dry, despite how cold it is, like 4 degrees, that hasn't gone above it. It hasn't rained for a few days, and actually the chassis had a chance to dry off. So today I'm going to paint it because tomorrow it's going to be raining, so I might as well just get it out of the way. It takes roughly 2 hours to paint the chassis, and it's an absolute painful job, and it's horrible, and you just get covered in it. Oh, I hate it, but it's got to be done. Things don't always go to plan, and this video and this week is just, it's one of them weeks. But really I could see things turning up. So you can get the Dremel from Toolstation, so I will be getting one from there tomorrow, because tomorrow's Monday. This video will be going up tomorrow. And also the paint arrived earlier than I thought, so that's why I'm painting it again this week, because I didn't think it was going to happen in this video. And then basically MOT. So I'm going to book the MOT on like Monday or Tuesday, and hopefully have it done by Friday, and we get to see the results. I've still got a few little niggly jobs left to do, like repair the windscreen and stuff. So next week's going to be a positive video filled with action, and hopefully an MOT. I would time-lapse the thing again, but that's another thing that went wrong. The time-lapse went awfully wrong. I did the set the camera to time-lapse so it takes pictures, but it didn't create the video both times. I did it twice, so then I decided to make a video to then speed up and make a time-lapse in post, but that file was corrupt for some reason, so everything just went wrong, and I managed to salvage all the individual pictures, put them into my laptop, put my laptop through torture. It almost crashed multiple times, and then finally I got a time-lapse that wasn't exactly what I wanted because it didn't get the whole time-lapse, but at the end of the day it was there. So I'm not going to be time-lapsing this last bit because it's just going to be more stress and stuff that I don't need. So that's going to be it for this video, and I'll see you guys next week. If you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe, hit the like button, comment down below, and I'll see you next week.